Alright, so The Flash is sprinting into theaters in less than 2 months, but a couple days ago, a bevy of news outlets, critics, and influencers were treated to an early screening of an almost complete version of the film at Cinemacon. This means a ton of new information about the film has hit the socials, so we here at Heavy Spoilers are lacing up our tennies and running straight into all of this new information. All of this is heavily rumored, but to play things safe, this is going to contain heavy alleged spoilers for the upcoming Flash movie. If you want to go into that movie completely fresh, I recommend you turn around now and walk away. But if not, thanks for joining us. Please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe for breakdowns and other videos like this daily. With all of that out of the way, thank you so much for clicking this. I'm your host, Jared. Now again, I want to preface everything by saying take everything we talk about here with a grain of salt. These details are from others that attended the Cinemacon Flash preview, with portions of the movie, specifically the CGI, being unfinished. Some of this could change by the time the final theatrical version is released, so anyone saying in the comments that their uncle who works for DC said otherwise, honestly, it might be true this time around. But kicking things off, The Flash apparently starts with the Flash and Batman teaming up, chasing some bank robbers that have a contingency plan to blow up a nearby hospital if their demands are not met. In this action sequence, the Flash zooms through saving all of the doctors and patients, similar to his speed scenes in Justice League, while Batman swoops in, stopping the bombs and capturing the robbers. An action-packed intro to this 2-hour and 30-ish minute movie, as we're kind of shown an origin sequence featuring Barry gaining his powers after he's struck by a bolt of lightning, while trying to investigate and gather clues about his mother's murder back in 2013. It's also revealed Barry was present at the Battle of Metropolis featured in Man of Steel, helping to evacuate citizens. Now things jump back to present day, as Barry apparently is in court trying to fight for his father's, Henry Allen, release from prison, however proves unsuccessful. Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne picks him up from the courthouse, and they discuss how it may be possible for Barry to travel quick enough through time and go back and save his mother the night that she was unfortunately killed. However, Bruce reassures him of the dangers, stating that one little tiny insignificant change could have a massive ripple effect. Barry, of course, doesn't listen to Bruce's advice and runs. He runs so far away back to 2001 and steals a can of tomato soup from the local grocery store. This, of course, forces Barry's mother to go to a different store because, she wanted the tomato soup, so isn't home during the time of her murder in the original timeline. Barry thinks he has solved all of his problems, casually speed running back to 2003, but during this, a mysterious other speedster creature, who we find out later to be Dark Flash, attacks Barry, sending him spiraling into 2013 rather than 2003. Here he finds his mother still alive and meets his younger self, but present Barry soon realizes past Barry won't get his Speed Force powers because his mother is alive in this new timeline and he will never investigate her murder, hence being struck by lightning and so forth that night. The two go back and forth on whether or not this lightning strike will in fact occur or not, when present Barry is struck by lightning and loses his powers. It didn't happen to past Barry, so therefore present Barry, the Barry that started this movie, never received his powers. This is where the events of Man of Steel get all screwy-looey as General Zod arrives to Earth, but Henry Cavill's Superman is nowhere to be found. Maybe you should have paid him more, you chumps. Sorry, but the two Barrys go off to Wayne Manor in Gotham City to ask Batman to help with their situation. But upon arriving, it is no longer Ben Affleck's Batman like in present day, but rather an aged and retired Michael Keaton Batman.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
With all of these oddities, Barry realizes that he accidentally tangled different timelines together when he changed the past, and of course, like any time travel Back to the Future-like movie, needs to fix the timeline. Bruce, in his curmudgeon attitude, old retired phase, reluctantly agrees to help the pair and suits up. Mission 1 is where the heck is Superman at this time, so Batman locates what he thinks is Kal-El to a military base somewhere in Siberia, and the mission is to break him out of there. But to their surprise, instead of Kal-El, they find his cousin Zara Kor-El, aka Supergirl, who was captured as a child upon arriving to Earth and has been locked up her entire life. The group helps her escape the dark depths of the prison as she then abandons the group upon reaching sunlight and activating her powers. Though she quickly returns to save the others from a hordes of the guards, they then gather back up at Wayne Manor, where past Barry starts to develop a crush on Supergirl. Ooh, love's in the air. Okay, apparently here is where the group tries to devise a plan to get Barry's powers back, first with Batman trying some electrocution technique science project, but of course it's a fail. Instead, Kara flies Barry into a storm, allowing him to be struck by lightning, which seemingly restores his powers like it was nothing. Shocking, right? Zod is still on his journey of taking over Earth, with him terraforming with the world engine in the same desert from Man of Steel instead of the heart of Metropolis. The two Flashes, Batman and Supergirl, confront him, leading to a massive battle between the two sides, which was heavily featured in this latest trailer for the movie. Apparently, this battle is played out several times, with it always ending with Batman and or Supergirl dying. The Flashes travel back in time a handful of times, but cannot seem to prevent this moment. Present Barry determines that this is a fixed point in the timelines, but past Barry, a bit more immature, of course, newer with his powers, refuses to accept this fate and continues over and over and over again until he vanishes into the Speed Force. However, past Barry doesn't return, it is instead Dark Flash. With present Barry realizing that this is actually a future version of past Barry who was spent his entire life resenting present Barry for changing everything. The Barry who was selfish and completely messed up the timelines. Now, I'm not saying this is your stereotypical just evil up the main character, same moveset in a metaphorical face yourself your problems in the moment, but it kind of sounds like that. But rumored Dark Flash has spent years traveling through time, trying hundreds, if not thousands, of permutations of events without success, but has come to believe that this one thing that could fix everything is by killing present Barry, which in turn would save the world and correct these divergences. Present Barry realizes the massive mistake he has made and tries to race back through time to undo these actions, but Dark Flash chases after him as he considers present Barry to be too dangerous to live. Just as Dark Flash is about to kill present Barry, past Barry returns from earlier in his timeline and sacrifices himself to present Barry, causing Dark Flash to vanish, allowing present Barry to travel back to 2001 and fix the whole soup fiasco. There's a lot of berries, but he's fixing it. Now, this is apparently a cameo-filled what-if buffet for comic book fans, because while traveling back through time, Barry travels through different timelines and universes, leading to cameos from Christopher Reeve's Superman, Adam West's Batman, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, Nicolas Cage as Superman from the scrapped Tim Burton Superman movie, Superman Lives. If you haven't yet, there's an awesome documentary about this called The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. I recommend checking it out. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. George Clooney's Batman makes an appearance alongside Teddy Sears' Zoom or Black Flash. So I'm sure hardcore fans will be screaming, "Let's go!" during this whole rumored sequence. Barry, back in 2001, puts the can of soup back on the shelf and accidentally bumps into his mother, Nora Allen. They share an emotional, tender moment together as Barry lets her go, knowing that later that night she is going to die. Having corrected his problems, Barry speed runs back to his present day, only to find that his present day isn't the way he remembers it to be. This looks like an entirely different universe where Barry encounters a completely different Batman, whose face we do not see, leaving his face ambiguous, and for everyone out there, including us here at Heavy Spoilers, to theorize over who this could be until it's announced Channing Tatum is Batman and Superman will be Jonah Hill.
They're about to announce a new Superman.
The new Superman is Jonah Hill. Fuck!
There have been reports of multiple cameos having been cut due to the different direction of the future DCE movies and where they're going, like Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot having cameo roles in this Flash movie. But the general structure of the edit and events seem to be right on the money with previous rumors that we've read. It sounds like a big ol' one multiverse time mess up, self-discovery, face your own personal demons, forget and forgive the past type story. I guess the question is, if all of these rumors are in fact true, where the hell does the Flash and mysterious Batman go from here? But yeah, that is everything we allegedly know about the upcoming Flash movie out of Cinemacon. It sounds like DC's wild ride answer to Multiverse of Madness, but yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on the Flash below. Does this sound like a nice soft reboot to the DCEU, or is this going to be another CGI flop for the James Gunn and company? And I'll let you know, we're currently running a competition giving away 3 copies of Ant-Man Quantumania on the 15th of May. And all you gotta do to get a chance of winning this is like this video, make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below on your thoughts of the Flash movie. We pick the comments at random at the end of every single month, and the winners of last month are on screen right now. So if that's you, message us on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers. If you want something else to watch, be sure to check out some of our other cool videos right over there. Click one, clickety-clack, do it. But with all of that out of the way, thank you so much. Thank you for your constant support. I've been Jared. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.